Snow White. Once upon a time, in a far-off kingdom, there lived a young princess named Snow White. She was named for her skin as white as snow, lips as red as blood, and hair as black as ebony. Her stepmother, the queen, was very beautiful but also vain and wicked. She had a magical mirror that she would ask every day, "Mirror, mirror, on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" The mirror would always reply, "You, O queen, are the fairest of them all." As Snow White grew older, she became more beautiful, and one day the mirror told the queen that Snow White was now the fairest in the land. Consumed with jealousy and rage, the queen ordered a huntsman to take Snow White into the forest and kill her. As proof, she demanded that he bring back Snow White's heart. However, the huntsman couldn't bring himself to harm the innocent princess. Instead, he let her go and brought back the heart of a wild animal. Lost and frightened, Snow White wandered through the forest until she came across a small cottage. Inside, she found 7 little beds and realized that the cottage belonged to 7 dwarfs who worked in the nearby mines. When the dwarfs returned home, they found Snow White asleep in one of their beds. She awoke and told them her story, and the dwarfs offered her refuge in their cottage. They warned her to be cautious of her stepmother, who they knew was a powerful sorceress. Meanwhile, the queen discovered that Snow White was still alive when her mirror revealed the truth. Enraged, she disguised herself as an old peddler woman and visited the cottage, bringing Snow White a poisoned apple. The queen tricked Snow White into eating the apple, which caused her to fall into a death-like sleep. The dwarfs were heartbroken when they found Snow White and believed she was dead. They placed her in a glass coffin in the forest. Time passed, and one day, a prince who had heard of Snow White's beauty came across the coffin. Struck by her beauty, he kissed her, and the kiss broke the spell. Snow White awoke, and the prince declared his love for her. Snow White and the prince were soon married, and the wicked queen, upon learning of Snow White's survival and happiness, was consumed by her own envy and met a tragic end. Snow White and the prince lived happily ever after.
If you like the video, so please subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon.